Good morning. Oh, goodness. Sorry for the late start. I don't know. Studying in bed this morning was just kind of nice. And yeah. So anyway, it feels really wobbly this morning on my stand. I'm not quite sure why. Okay, you are going to need some kind of a strap. I've got two here, right? I've got just the one that's not stretchy that a lot of you have. And then I've got a stretchy one, a ball, two blocks. Okay. Start time is in about a minute and a half. Spell. Good morning. Hope you are ready to do some yoga this morning because I'm ready. We'll start shortly. Just want to make sure you can see. There you go. All righty. So, wanted to start this morning. I know it'll be backwards. This is one of my favorite translations, The Secret Power of Yoga. It's one of my favorite translations of the Sutras of Patanjali. But I wanted to share, and it takes just a minute, but this is Sutra 1.30 through about 1.3839. Okay. This is it's just talking about four things that keep us in a stuck place, keep us out of balance, versus keys to get us out. So this equanimity, how do we sustain it? When chaos, which we're living in right now, right, swirls around us, how do we stay balanced, focused, positive? I love this. And this comes from, again, the Sutras of Patanjali, the guidelines, the principles of yoga. Perception of our true nature is often obscured by physical, mental, and emotional balances. Our true nature. We are divine. These imbalances can promote restlessness, uneven breathing, worry, and loss of hope. These imbalances can be prevented from engaging by developing loyalty to a sacred practice. It's probably one of my favorite lines. To preserve openness of heart and calmness of mind, nurture these attitudes. Kindness to those who are happy. Remember, I thought that was a little weird. Compassion for those who are less fortunate. Honor for those who embody noble qualities. Equanimity to those whose actions oppose your values. That's huge. Hang on just a sec. Hey, you got to turn that off, Blair. Slow, easeful exhalations can be used to restore and preserve balance. So we'll be breathing today. Have a light just right on there. Okay. Engage your focus on an inspiring object. Cultivate devotion to the supreme, ever blissful light. Receive grace from a great soul who exudes divine qualities. Reflect on a peaceful feeling from an experience, a dream, or deep sleep. Dedicate yourself to anything that elevates and embraces your heart. I love that that's what the Sutras of Patanjali teach us. How do we maintain that equanimity? How do we sustain it? Sometimes we get it, but then it seems so fleeting. So as we practice today, that's going to be our focus. So go ahead and find your seat. Close your eyes. Sitting up on the edge of your chair, let the breath wash over. Find that sense of breath, but of also awe and wonderment. You have this incredible body. This body that can move. It might be more difficult for you to move than you remember in the past. And that's okay. That is one of the beauties of aging. But this is one of the things that is necessary as we age. We are going to get stiffer. We know from experience that there are things we can do to ease that. Taking some deep breaths, letting the breath expand. Now, if you need to stay in your chair, if getting down and up on the floor is very difficult for you, then stay here because you can totally breathe. I want you to do this if you're in your chair. I want you to take your block. I'll turn so you can see this. I want you to put the block on the chair and just right into your right below your shoulder blades so that it'll help you sit upright. Okay. Take those deep breaths. Let it wash over. Okay. If you can get on the floor, go ahead and do so. Okay. Lie down. Bend your knees. Take your feet a little wider so that the knees can knock. If your knees don't knock with ease, put something in between them, a pillow, a block, and breathe. Take some deep breaths. Inhale, feel the belly rise. So if you're sitting down, you're still going to inhale and feel that belly lift. Maybe the rib cage lift. It's a deep inhale, and even up into the chest. And then the exhale will just start at the chest and fall, and then the rib cage, and then the belly. Let's take an 8-count breath. Okay, if this is too deep for you, then will you please just Shorten it, right? Just allow yourself.
Maybe you're moving not with my count, but I'm going to count to the count of 8. Inhale for 4 counts into the belly. 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, and go ahead and exhale. Inhale again, 4 counts into the belly. 1, 2, 3, 4, and exhale. Now we're going to slow that down. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Continue to inhale. 2. Continue to inhale. 2, and exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Keep going. Inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Continue 3 rounds on your own. When you've completed your last round, take just some normal inhales and exhales. Go ahead and roll over onto your side if you're on your floor. If you're in your chair, just pause, continuing to breathe normal. If you've rolled over onto your side, use your arms and your hands. Bring yourself back up and back to a seat. So it's one of the keys to keeping equanimity is to making sure, remember that one of the signs of restlessness, that you're not sustaining equanimity, is that you have uneven breathing. So the key, practice even breathing. Pretty easy, yeah. It's there. All we have to do is pay attention, but often we don't take the time. So today, okay, we're going to try and I will cue throughout class this breath. Find it and use it. You say, well, I don't have time for that. You don't have time not to. Maybe you don't have time right this minute. This video is available anytime you want to click on the link. Okay? I've sent the link to quite a few people. There's quite a few that are normal and they know just to get on. But if you're new to this, give yourself the time. You're worth it. I'm way excited tonight. I get to teach my first sound bath, which is playing crystal bowls and metal bowls and drums and gongs. That opportunity to vibrate in our body. Okay? The vibration sounds are healing. Our world needs good sounds, sounds that heal. We have to allow our bodies to open. It requires a practice. It's not one that's going to come with ease. But as you practice this breath, just the long, slow, and then the counting that goes up and goes up and goes up, and then the exhale. As you practice those breathing exercises, your diaphragm, the muscle that is the diaphragmic gift we have, moves up and down. And instead of moving quickly and unevenly, we train it to move the way we want. Okay. Go ahead. Start just moving through your neck. Feel where you're tight. Okay. I'm tight every morning. Go ahead and let it come forward. Moving with your breath. So go ahead, inhale here. Exhale. Head comes down and up to the other side. You can inhale here. And exhale. If you happen to find a place like right there, oh yeah, stay there for a whole nother breath. And then move to make, ooh, there's another spot. Inhale. Yeah. Go ahead and do a couple more of those rounds, stopping if you need to. It might take a moment, okay? One thing I've noticed, and I've shared this before, it's not new. Move to where you want to move. As we age, sometimes the moving takes longer to work out the kinks. Okay. Rather than focusing on, oh crap, it's taking me this long. How about we focus on, oh yay, I know I can work out the kinks. There's just a difference there. We're doing the same work. We have the same body, but we have an openness to our mind. Beautifully done. Go ahead. Stretch your neck as wide as you can. Take your jaw and jut it forward. And then lift the chin to the ceiling. You're spreading as big as you can. Stretching that out, reaching. And then like you've got a little ball right up here. You can use your fist if you want. Up and over that ball. Pull your shoulders down your back. Feel that. So your chin, you're not letting it touch your chest. Pull the shoulders down. That should be a fabulous stretch in between the shoulders and up a little higher into the neck, getting the top part of that trapezius muscle. And then go ahead and just slightly turn the head. You've still got that ball. You've still got that resistance. It's like there's a sponge here that's stuck. But I'm pulling the shoulders down the back and I'm creating. This is one of the places we hold tension. And then release, bring the head back up, release it all. You'll feel a tingle. That's increased blood flow. That's increased energy. We are energetic beings. Yeah. Go ahead and, I don't know about you, but every morning back. So you're rounding and lengthening. It's a cat-cow if you're on your hands and your knees. There's the cow part. Here's the black cat part. Find that kind of movement. Move with your breath. Inhale here. Exhale here. Pull it forward. Inhale, open, shoulders back. Head up. Exhale, chin tuck. Even the tailbone. It's harder in a chair. There's no question. But it's still doable. Inhale, open, and exhale. Fine, celebrate. Now we're going to do what we call a barrel roll. So I'll show here, but you really can't see it. But you'll go inhale. So you're still doing this, but in between we're going side to side. So it looks like this. You can't do this if you're not nice and relaxed on your chair. Yeah, moving that is almost impossible, right? So get up on the edge of your chair. Find those sit bones, we're sitting on them, and then just, feel the rib cage. And then there's that cow, and then, stretch it that way. And then here's the cat, right? So you're just moving now, kind of filling your rib cage like it's moving in a barrel. And then reverse it. Always reverse. If you go one direction, we tend to move in a very comfortable but set pattern. We always tend to start with the same foot forward. So since the equinox in September, all of my classes, we've been starting with our left foot forward. Oh, stretch, because why not? So at the equinox again in June, well, no, not in June, sorry, in May, we'll start again, right? So just find that movement. Notice this way is much easier for me to move than this way. So I always tend to go that first way. Nicely done. Okay, got to take the slippers off. Grab your racquetball. Some of you are new. Walmart, 3 for $3. You can do that. Go ahead, you can order it online and it'll bring it right to your door. We live in an amazing age. Go ahead, on the feet. We did not do this last week. I promised we'd do it again this week. We need to go back a little. Let's see. So find the places. Maybe there's some that are tight. Kind of like going, oh, I don't have any tight places on there today. That's kind of cool. Normally I have a couple right there on the heel side of my arch. I usually feel a little, but I'm not feeling much today. So you're just looking for sore places. What a fun thing to do, right? But push down and lift up and just find that give and take. And if you find a place that's sore, stay there a moment, breathing deeply. You'll notice that anytime things get difficult, we've reached to a place where it's like, oh, whoa, that's sensational. Breathe. Decide, is that pain good? Or is that some pain that, no, that's a sharp, acute. So if it's sharp, it's acute, like in the knees, But this usually is okay. But it can be very sensational. Okay. That's the first step. The next step, put the heel down and just roll side to side. Start with the ball of the foot. Move up to the toes. See if you can go back and forth on the underside of the toes. This helps immensely with hammer toe. So if you've got those toes that curl up, this is amazing for that. Okay. And stretch down. You'll notice I've got, we lose the ability to do that, to let those toes flex. And then go ahead and roll over the top of the ball. So you get those toes, touch the ball, roll over the top of the ball, coming into the, it's an extension of those toes. We lose the ability to move that way. Our feet really do generate what's going on up through here. So we start with our feet. Okay, so after you've done, we've rolled forward and back on our toes. We've gone side to side. Will you put the ball of your foot down? Do the same thing with the heel. This one I don't feel as much. Okay, so you do that, and then you're going to roll long and back. Try to get the toes, the big toe side, the inner arch. Try to get right over the middle of the arch. Try to get the outside. There's a little arch on that outside of the foot as well. Okay. We used to have contests if we were physically in class to see whose toes could get one on either side of the ball and pick them up. I can't. I've got really short toes. I've never been able to do that. And then just pause. You can feel the tingle. Okay, second foot. Find just, I have a sensation right there. So I'm going to stay right there and just wiggle gently. It's not moving much. Okay, I'm breaking up. One of the things that happens is the fascia or the connective tissue gets stuck. Okay, that's what causes almost all of our pain like this. It's really not from an injury. Okay. A lot of it is just, you know, how when you are taking the skin off a chicken breast or a thigh, okay, when you sometimes you go in and it just slides smoothly, and then you find a place that's stuck. Almost always, these type places are places that are stuck. Okay. There's a couple of different things that we can do to unstuck them. One is rolling. Okay. Another is a term called tensegrity. They use it in architectural. If you have a big arch, okay, and maybe there's compression here, it moves. So it's this kind of thing architecturally that keeps us safe, like in an earthquake. How do they make the grounds jiggling? How do they make this building then be able to stay? So there's this idea of tensegrity in the body, which is, okay, reaching kind of in two directional. So if I'm moving into this type of a movement, a bend here, I'm using legs, head, even my sit bones and my low back to move the opposite direction of this forward movement. Okay. Same thing here. If I'm moving my back, I'm not just letting everything go back. Something is moving forward to counterbalance that. Okay. So that's a term that they started using it in yoga maybe 10 years ago, 12 years ago. Okay. Go. Find those places. That one I wanted to stay a little longer because I could feel it. Okay. Heel down, roll side to side, roll to your toes, roll across those toes, see if you can get them spread, and then roll up over the ball, tucking those toes under, getting that stretch. Yeah, it's an extensive stretch. Very good for your toes. As we age, if you have diabetes, okay, go ahead and roll long. Find that inner arch, the outer arch. Put the ball of the foot down, press through the heel. So diabetics often develop neuropathy where they can't feel their feet. This is fabulous work for that. Taking the balls and going also up the calves and the ankles. Okay, you have to do that seated on the floor, but it's well worth the effort. Go ahead and see. Does this toe have more control over picking up? Yeah, no. Give that a try. Okay, so beautifully done. We're going to actually use our hands because our hands are very similar to our feet, but our hands are much more dexterous because we use them all the time. But if you're getting some arthritis in your knuckles, okay, this is fabulous. Squeezing it and reaching it up, okay, squeezing it and reaching it up. And then you're going to put it on your thigh and you're just going to roll over the joints. Okay, up here on the wrist, down here on the knuckle, on the finger. So the same kind of thing we just did on our feet. You're totally welcome to do this like on your countertop. Okay, if this feels a little awkward on your thigh, yeah, you can do it on a wall with the ball next to the wall, right? So, but you're just looking for that. Okay, on our hands, we do take it and roll down the top. You can do this on your toes as well. In fact, if you've got a hammer toe, I would totally take and roll that ball right across that toe, just trying to lengthen it. Okay. I know quite a few people that have had the start of the hammer toe. They're saying that they're going to need to do the surgery that have done that. They haven't needed surgery. They've been able to. Basically, it's just changing the direction. So some of you know I had an accident, rope swing. I don't know. I guess I thought I was still tan. But anyway, I jammed my finger. So this is something I'm doing every day. I still got some scar tissue. I still can't totally get that finger straight, but I'm working on it. Okay. Second side, squeeze it first. This is great for wrist strength, arm strength. Okay. squeezing. If you've got small hands like me, this ball, it's just, I feel like I don't have, you want a smaller ball, but try to still use this one. It makes it a little tough. Then go ahead, find all those places, roll through those knuckles. You might find a place that you're like, oh, Debbie, I need to stay here longer. Then please do so. Okay. So this is prevention. I don't want that gnarled hand that can't move. And that's one of the things that this will do. Make sure you roll each finger and then go ahead and roll the tops. Yeah, straighten out those fingers. Beautifully done. So I've showed you putting this in a sock, a knee-high sock, throwing it up over and up against the wall. So if you've got knots in your shoulders, underneath your shoulder blades that you can't get to, that's a fabulous tool. Go ahead and grab a block. I'll turn to the side for this. Put your foot, try to drop your heel to the floor, stretching through the calf. Find that sensation. Lengthen forward and then release. Bring it up and bring it back down. Notice that my knee is at a right angle. Don't let it be in here, okay? If you've got knee issues, keep it here. This can be done, okay? If you've got, say you've got a hip injury and you're like, I can't really move, still do this because isolation, right? Not moving, our muscles will atrophy. When I push down here, I feel this stretch. When I do that stretch, I know I'm using that muscle. When I bring it up, it's contracting. When I take it down, okay? So that idea of just moving, go ahead and do some ankle circles up here. Reverse them, do both directions, okay? So in this class, there's some days that we don't go to switch to the other side. Some days we don't do everything, right? We don't get through all, but we try to make sure we get through every part of the body, at least moving. Okay, so here you go down. Go ahead and lean forward. When you lean forward, you're going to have more push of that heel down, more stretch of that calf muscle. Bring it up, push it back down. Bring it up, push it back down. Up and back down. Up and back down. And then here's our ankle circles. Okay. Would you please, these are necessary for range of motion. Okay, so make sure you can totally do this. If you're standing at your counter and you just want to lift your foot and do ankle circles, the thing that pushing down, you can totally do this on a stair, right? Hold on with your hands and let that calf elongate. Okay, as we age, I know you know people that shuffle. It's because they can't lift their thigh muscles. All right, let's put this in between our thighs. We're going to work our legs today. So one of the hardest things to do in a chair is work the quadricep and the hamstring. Okay, so we're going to squeeze this. I'd like you to push into your big toe knuckle, and spread your fourth and fifth toe wide while you're squeezing. You'll feel it engage the calf, okay? Sit up tall. Bring the block up so that it's sticking up. You're going to push on the block down. Keep squeezing the block. You'll feel the thighs start to engage, okay? You'll also feel the hips spread a little bit bigger. You're leaning forward, so it looks a little bit like this. You're pushing down, squeeze those, spread those toes, push down with the block, but still squeeze it in, and you'll start to feel the quadricep muscle engage. We're going to stay here for a moment, and then we'll release. Come back in, push down, squeeze it. Start to feel a little bit of burn in your thighs, and then come back up. Inhale, lengthen forward, squeeze. Start to feel that squeeze in your thighs. Come back up. Push down, start to feel the squeeze in your thighs. come back up. Push it down, start to feel that. Yeah, get that burn happening. That is muscles working. Beautifully done. All right. We're going to do something a little bit different. You can take the block out. If you've got a knee issue, might not be something you can do, but you'll notice that I'm going to keep my knee at the same right angle. However, to get into it, you do have to be able to bend, but then come and drop. Turn the toes under, keep there down. So you might feel the hamstring kind of go, oh, cramp. If you get a cramp at all, you immediately come out, stretch, and then try to go back in, okay? Toes are turned under, knee, we're still at that right angle, okay? Push the shin towards the mat, towards the floor, and at the same time, try to lift up and square the hips so that you don't fall off the chair, okay? From the front, it's gonna look like this, okay? So I'm pulling down, my hips would go square, so I'm pulling up with the hip while I'm pushing down. We're lengthening through that, okay? See if you can hold that. You're gonna feel that on the front side of the body. Try to feel like it's going, that tensegrity, right? That opposite direction. Shin going down, hip reaching up. And then go ahead and release, come back in, wiggle. Let's do the second side. So if you so that you can see from the side, it's coming down here and straight below. I've got that right angle, my toes are turned under. I'm pushing the shin down. As I push the shin down, it kind of tends to take me off my chair. Try to pull the hip back up. That's when you'll get that stretch along the front of that thigh. You can totally pull onto the chair and here to try to lift you up, but at the same time, you're still pushing down. Breathe. Inhale and exhale, finding that sensation, and then go ahead and release and wiggle through. We're going to do one more each side. Okay. Come down, turn the toe under, drop, feel the push down first. And then everything else is lifting up and away from that, stretching out that quadricep muscle, using it, elongating it, okay? Shin down. This hip is trying to reach back up. Okay, and release, wiggle through. Can you just pause? Can you feel that tingle? So important to be able to do that. Some of you might think this is really mundane, Deb. Okay, it's really not. I tell you that just moving the body makes a difference. Push down. Feel yourself start to fall off the chair. Hold on if you're worried about falling. And then pull back up with that hip. Find that stretch. Engage those toes. Push the heel back. Yeah. That gets in a whole nother range of motion. And then gently come out, wiggle through those legs. Beautifully done. Okay, let's do some twists and upper body. So notice we're trying to we work feet, hands, we'll work legs, and we'll work up here. We'll come back so that the whole body gets a beautiful workout. Our stretchy bands. Okay, we did a lot of this last week. We're just going to do a little bit this week. But I want you to, I've got to show you how to set this up. Okay, this time you're going to go around, and you're not keeping it at the neck. You're going to see if you can get it on the shoulders. So it's back there, right, on the back of my shoulders. And I'm here, right? Okay, sit up tall. If you find that this happens with your legs while you're doing this, grab your block and hold on to it, okay? Hands are just right here by the shoulders. Elbows not sticking out because so pull the elbows in. They don't touch and hug the waistline, okay? So they're just there, but there is a gentle hug in. Okay, I'm holding the strap between my thumbs and my hand, and you can make a fist, but I don't want you to grip with your hands. So I just have to remember because I tend to be, I'm working so hard. And then I find that it's my hands. I don't want my hands to do the work. Okay. So here we are. Push forward, pull back. Now, push forward, pull back. It's just a release really coming back. Push forward, resist back. Okay. I'm going to turn from the side because I want you to see my shoulders. It isn't push, keep it here and back. Okay, with that shoulder. As I come back, I'm pulling the shoulders towards each other on the back, pushing it forward, pulling it back, pushing it forward. We're mimicking a chaturanga, a push-up. Push it forward. Notice my fingers and the height. They're at shoulder height. They're maybe a tad higher. They are not up here. They are not down here. Okay. Push it forward. Pull it back. Push it forward and hold. Little pumps. 1. Shoulders back. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Slowly release. Take about 4, 3, 4 counts. Release. Shake out the wrists. Roll through them. Roll through your shoulders. Okay. So that movement of not letting the shoulders roll, do this. Keeping them back. That's what we're looking for. Why, Deb, you might ask? Okay. I don't know if you've seen anybody that has a little bit of that thoracic hump in their mid to upper back. It's a curl. Okay. It juts the head forward. Moving and working this way prevents that. That's my goal. Okay, so here we are. Pull it forward and back. And forward, squeeze your block and back. Inhale. Exhale. Elbows stay in. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Notice I'm not getting around in my shoulder at all. I'm keeping it back. That's what we want. 1 more. Hold it. Here's our little pulses. 2. Yeah. Beautifully done. Stretch it. Now, if you don't happen to have a stretchy band, okay, find one. Amazon has them. They're easy to find. If you know me, I can get you one. And you're close, okay? So, but you could totally do this without a band, using that concept of tensegrity. Pushing forward, but feeling a resistance in the shoulders. Pulling back, but feeling a resistance in the hands. Pushing forward. So you can do all of that without. In fact, you'll feel those shoulders start to get fatigued. It's fabulous. Okay. Let's work our body where we want it to go, not where gravity and our chair seems to take it. Okay. Nicely done. Keep your block. Keep something there in between your legs. Let's do some of our sun salutations. Okay. We'll do them in our chair, and then we'll stand up and stretch. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, take the hinge. Now, some of you say, Deb, I can't get my arms up like that. Then you're here or here. Okay. The inhale is just opening, pulling the shoulders back where you can get them, and hinging at the hip. Hinging at the hip means it's not around forward. Okay, it's right here, and I'm just moving forward. So I'm moving basically the top part of my pelvic girdle forward. Okay, so if you can just get here with your hands, totally fine. Make sure that wherever you are with your hands, you feel a little bit like the elbows attached to the waistline. So you can't go too far out. Okay, that will help keep the shoulders on the back. So wherever you're at, even here. Okay, instead of this, it's here, widening those shoulders, pulling them down. We want that range of motion up and down. Inhale up, exhale, hinge. Hands come down, inhaling, right? Exhale, curl it back. Ooh, get as tight as you can. Maybe the forehead can come towards the block. That gets pretty tight. And then inhale, you're going to curl one vertebrae like you're stacking, like this 3D puzzle, pulling yourself all the way back up. Okay, There we go. That's the all we're doing. Inhale up. Wherever your arms are, pull them down. So even here, my elbows are pulling, my shoulders are pulling down. Take the hinge. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Unwind. Exhale. Here we go again. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Hands on the thighs. Inhaling. Exhale. Round it back. Inhale. Stack the vertebrae. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. 5 more on your own. We got one more. Last one. Using that breath to move. Beautifully done. Let's roll through our shoulders. Nice work. Roll them forward and up and back. Finding that range of motion. And then go ahead and go back. Back's harder. Back and up and forward. Beautifully done. So I hope, notice if your breath gets all mixed up without me saying anything. The purpose of me being quiet is that you're not moving with my breath. And I can't tell if I'm not with you what your breath is sounding like. Go ahead and go up and down here. Yeah. All these fabulous movements. We're going to add some twists, okay? Go ahead and go up with one arm, okay? Take your other arm and hold onto the bottom of your chair, okay? Or the back. And you're going to just bend that elbow. You're holding on back here. You're bending the elbow so that you can pull the shoulder back. This arm's up. Take it to here and just twist the body. And inhale back. Other side. Inhale up. Lift. Bend the elbow. Pull the shoulder back first. So that's the motion that starts this. And then the waistline. Bring the hand down and just use those legs. Notice I'm still using the block. I don't want my legs to just collapse. That tensegrity, use my legs to help revolve and come back. Let's do 5 each side. Okay, inhale. Shoulder and elbow. I'll cue it for a moment. Take a deep breath with your twist and then go ahead and exhale, release. Second side. Elbow, shoulder. Take those twists. That's so valuable for our spine. Take a breath, holding it, and exhale back. Here we go. Elbow, shoulder. I want that to become habit, right? Inhale, lengthen, exhale, release. Elbow, shoulder. So this back one bends and pulls back. Come back. Inhale. Twist while you're there. Inhale while you're there. And release. We have 2 more each side. Open, inhale, lengthen, exhale. I don't know about you, but my body just starts singing and exhale. It kind of says, oh my gosh, thanks for listening to me. Thanks for twisting and wringing out my spine. And release. 1 more each side. Here we go. Up, shoulder and elbow. Open. Inhale while you're there. Last side. Elbow, shoulder. Take a deep breath. Yeah, and release. Pause and notice. Beautifully done. Okay. Come to a stand. Grab your chair or a counter if you're there. Counter's a little bit higher. I kind of prefer counters. We started late, so we're going a little bit late, right? Bend those knees. Try to get your spine from here to, we call it a flat back, but it's not flat. We've got a little curl right here. This is actually pulling up from the rib cage, but this has a little curl as well. See if you can stretch to where your ears can come inside those arms. So this is a little bit low. This totally can be done on the wall, and you can come down to where you can get there, right? So maybe you're here and you're not at a total 90-degree angle. You're at a, 105-degree angle? I don't know, right? So you find that, okay? These are my chairs, but you're reaching back with your hips. You're going to bend your knees enough. When we bend our knees, okay, it lets the sit bones curl open. And that's what we want. Lengthen back. See where your head is. Kind of pay attention. Oh, yeah, there's my arms. Maybe you need to bring them up the wall. Maybe you can sink them down. That will stretch your hamstrings. Okay. Inhale, walk in. Exhale. Take a whole breath and then walk back out. And find that stretch. Inhale, walk it in. Take a breath. And exhale, walk it back out. Bending the knees, finding that stretch. And back in you go. Maybe you've got a shoulder issue. If you've got a shoulder issue, then you're using the arm that you can use. If you can't use either one, keep them bent. You can totally do bent and walk your feet back, keeping your elbows bent, and you just have to bend deeper and come down. That's what you're looking for. Come back up. Take a breath. Exhale. Inhale. So good for your hips, for your hamstrings. Come back in and back. So, last one. We're going to do something a little different. Okay. Bend your knee. Hold on to something. You can be on the wall. You can move away from the chair if that makes it easier. Okay. I want you to just do some little pumps. This is hamstring work and a little bit of glute work. This is the hardest thing to access in a chair. Now, if you've got a stretchy band, you can totally do that. Okay. But just try not to lock in this standing leg. Keep it a little bent and just move back. Now, tensegrity is applied here. Push with the heel. Pull with the knee. Push, resist, pull back. So as I'm pushing here, my knee's trying to pull forward. As I'm pulling the knee forward, my heel's trying to pull back. So use that opposite action, finding that movement. Okay, give and take, and then go ahead, change legs. Okay, be away from the chair a little bit so you can lean. Right angle, flexed foot, push, pull, push, resist it back, push, pull, push. This is more a contraction, push, pull of the hamstring, push and pull. Do it until you feel that hamstring start to engage, right? And then go ahead and come back to this one and you'll feel, oh, there's a stretch, okay? So that's homework. I want you to try and do that at least a couple times this week, where you just push and pull, push and pull, push and pull, both legs. Okay, remember that as I'm pushing, it's like I'm trying to push a car out of the way.
And then I'm pulling back. But so you really are working that. Okay. There's one other one I want you to do during the week. This only do a couple times. Okay. This one I'd like you to do every day. So watch for just a sec. If you come down, bend the knees. I'd like you to do, it's going to be cat cow. So I'd like you to come up and round. Oh, that feels so good through here. And then come back and make your rear end stick up and round and up. Okay. This is the feeling I want you to have, that you've got back pockets and your hands are in your pockets. Okay. So as you are here holding on, you don't have to keep that here, but I want you to feel your fingers push and then release. Your fingers push and then release so that you're using those glute muscles. Okay. This is back work. We don't do as much back work because getting on the floor sometimes is tough. So with that feeling, you're pushing down. It's like the glute muscle, the bum muscle is tightening and then back up. Push it down and back up. Push it down. Now as you come back up, resist it back up. Yeah, try to still squeeze, push, and pull. Yeah, getting into the glutes. One more. Now, already you can start to feel a little burn, a little heat. That's perfect. That's what we want to have happen. All right. Beautifully done. Let's come back to our chairs. I had a thought for a minute. Let's give this a try. I think most of you can do this. Some of you might not be able to, but give it a try anyway, okay? Start standing close to your chair. You're welcome to keep a hand on the chair if you need it, okay? Inhale. I'm going to scoot back so that you guys can actually see my full body. Inhale, the arms go up. Maybe you're here. Remember, that's trying to get just that perfect back here, that perfect neutral spine for you. Up you come. Exhale, go ahead and come here. You're going to step back and come here. Inhale, you're going to round just like we did in the chair. And then you're going to inhale and lengthen. And then you're going to walk back in. We've done these before. So, moving with our breath. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, hands, step back. You might need to take 3 or 4 steps. That's okay. Back, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, hold it. Inhaling and exhale, go ahead and round. So you're holding this for an exhale and inhale. An exhale and inhale and exhale. And inhale, and then you'll exhale to round. Then you'll inhale and come back. And then on the exhale, you'll walk your hands back. Once you get here, just take an inhale. And then exhale. Let's try it again. Inhale the arms up. Exhale. Walk it back. Once you get there, let yourself inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And walk back in. Let's do it one more time. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, you're just walking back. Inhale, try to lengthen. Exhale, hold. Inhale, hold. Exhale, round. Inhale, come back. And exhale, walk the feet back in. So, those are another exercise that you actually could do every single day. Okay? They would be very beneficial to do. Go ahead and come back to your chair. Kind of just wiggle through your body. Is there anything tight? We have worked our backs. So you might feel like right back through this low back area, right? Mid back area. Wow, I worked that. So this is the best way to kind of some twisting, just create movement. Doesn't have to be anything specific, right? But you're just move, Okay. One of the things that happens as we age, every morning anymore, I wake up going, oh, wow. Hopping out of bed, yeah, sometimes it's not a hop. Okay. But I know that if I work for about 30 minutes, working through, but then I can do a lot of other things. And the other things don't hurt my body. I have not lost the ability to be active. I have not lost, in fact, I've gained even more flexibility. Our bodies are designed to move. So sit on the edge of your chair. You have two options, okay? You can get to the floor and do windshield wipers. You can stay in your chair and do windshield wipers. In the chair, they're going to look like this. You're going to have to hold on to something. I just hold on to the bottom of my chair, okay? You can hold on to the backs, okay? But I'd hold on to the bottom. It's a little easier. Move your hands back, okay? You're going to move your legs over. You have to walk them if you're in the chair. And then you're going to bring them back, and you're going to move them over. Notice my body staying forward, okay? Most of you know what these are. It's harder to do these in the chair, but if getting on the floor is difficult, do them in the chair. Okay. Go ahead and get onto the floor if you can. This is windshield wipers. Palms out, feet bent, just letting the hips inhale up and exhale down. If you can get on the floor, you will also get the most amazing, amazing low back, okay, massage. So go ahead, windshield wipers. And I'm going to leave you there for today. Instagram, you're going to go really quick. Your hour is up, okay? Go ahead and just breathe, moving side to side. Remember this equanimity, sustaining it. Kindness to those who are happy, compassion for those who are less fortunate. Honor those who have noble qualities. Equanimity for those whose values, whose opinions contradict your values. I know that's not quite exactly how it was, but that's the gist. Have a marvelous day. Enjoy every aspect of your body, your movement,